Well folks, thank you for clicking on the video. As you can see, I've been building a brand new shelter right here in the woods using materials left over from the shelter which was destroyed. And just to recap, about 3 months ago I built a shelter in the woods leaning up against a fallen tree root. Now, I used materials from this woodland. I started by making the bed, followed by the roof and the walls, and eventually I gathered materials in order to lay onto the roof to make it nice and watertight. What I mean by that is that, well, you're never going to get these completely watertight, but you are going to be able to reduce the amount of rain which drips into it depending on the amount of layers you put on the roof. So moving on from that shelter, here we are, I'm in the woods and I'm using those exact materials. Now you can see I've got this kind of A-frame which I've leant against the tree. Now using some cordage, in fact this is just leftover cordage that I had from previous builds, and it's the sort of stuff you just have in the bottom of your bag. So I've just used those scraps of cordage and I've lashed some of this wood together. Now I've used a bit more cordage for that end and for that end as well, and it's not the best of cordage. Most of it is proper paracord. Let's see if it holds out. Bear in mind, I don't need this for a long-term shelter. It's just short-term winter shelter. Let's see if I can keep this one up for at least 3 months, or until we might have a bit of cold weather and I'll do a little bit of a camp out. So the bed, well, I've used the same materials as I used for the previous bed. Remember, I collected all that wood which was found here locally in the woodland, and I laid it all down depending on what size of length it was cut to. There wasn't much sawing involved. I just built my shelter around the materials that I had, which meant I didn't have to cut too much down. Okay, I know you're waiting for this. This is the moment of truth. Moment of truth. Will it hold my weight? Oh yeah. Yeah, quite easily. Hey. Come on then. Come on then. Oh, Amber. Oh, yeah, quite easily holds my weight and Amber's weight. Come on then, get it down, it's not finished yet. So moving on from that, what I want to do now is finish the roof, or start thinking about how to do the roof. Now if I get some lengths of wood, for example, lengths like this, I was thinking about attaching them like that and then one that way. Then I can lay materials up against them. The materials being dried twigs and branches, for example these. So all the leaves have fallen off them, but once I have a few sections like that diagonally, I can lay these onto the diagonal sections of wood, build up a nice thick layer, then gather a load of this fern, lay that onto it, maybe some leaves on top, and that should make it nice and watertight for at least one night. So please stay tuned until the end of the video to find out how much more progress I make on this. Hey? Right, slight change of plan. I'm going to be attaching the wood horizontally, not diagonally. So this is, for example, a bit of what I'm left with from the other shelter, which was unfortunately destroyed. I believe it was deliberately destroyed. Anyway, back to building a new shelter, reusing all the wood and all of this lovely cordage. This is all like a natural hemp cordage, so it's not very strong. It's not the sort of thing that's as strong as paracord. Leave it out one winter and honestly it's just gonna fall apart, but it should do for a few months. That is the aim. Well folks, that is it for episode 1. I'll be putting these out weekly, very short videos for you guys to catch up on the build. And also I want you to help me build it. So let me know in the comment section what you want to see me do or build here at the camp. And hopefully I'll take it on board and build it. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Subscribe if you haven't. Goodbye.